348-1007.
Pro tip, if a cop pulls you over and they hear you listening to this, they're probably just going to let you go. Because, you know, they figured you suffered enough.
The Alan Cox Show.
On 100.7 WMMS.
Only a couple of minutes away from some more money. $1,000 courtesy of the Buzzard bookie here in about 3 minutes. So listen for that next keyword today and tomorrow, your last 2 days for this round of the Buzzard bookie to get some money. Guardians are in Chicago to start the first of 4 tonight against the White Sox. On the south side, that is an 8:10 start tonight. They are on Central Time, so that's a 7:10 start there in Chicago. First of 4 against the White Sox. So 7:40 if you want to get the whole pregame coverage. You'll get it there. And then 8:10, first pitch. Guardians White Sox tonight on MMS and on the iHeartRadio app. If you are around and want to listen there. Oh, pardon me. Hey, Joe. Joe, hello.
Hey. Hello.
What's up, man?
Hey, I wanted to maybe add a little insight or something I heard from Neil deGrasse Tyson on a video.
About Joe Burrow?
I'm sorry?
About Joe Burrow and his injury?
No, I'm talking about the whole religion and
the UFO thing.
Oh.
Thing. Well, not necessarily UFOs, but like the whole thing Mary was saying, like, you believe in religion or science, that you believe in science. You don't believe in science. You know science is real because people experiment and they, prove things. And so what Neil deGrasse Tyson said was, imagine, an apocalyptic event that happened and everything's wiped out and we have to restart, society, civilization again or whatever. People could come up with their own religions as, they did. And then eventually everybody will figure out math, science, and all the things that are able to be proven, 2 + 2, gravity, things falling, blah, 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 things that you can measure, So that's why we believe, quote unquote, in science.
I'm not saying you shouldn't. I was making the point that Alan has been on the fence about, not even on the fence, but like said that those two things don't coincide, that you can't, or he doesn't understand believing in both. And I was saying to apply that also to UFOs.
Well, again, it's facts versus values. That's all the science versus religion thing is. Because people will text me, they'll go, well, gravity's a theory. I go, yeah, but gravity's a theory in name only. It is a proven phenomenon. If you toss something up, it's going to land. So it was a law until Einstein, but it's still, for all intents and purposes, to your point, Joe, like, obviously there would be no shortage of religion if Armageddon happened. But irrespective of what you believe, if the whole world broke down, at some point, you would need to start a fire to cook or to stay warm. And you can't pray a fire into existence. So even things that you might not attach to one thing.
Those Hindu guys do some crazy stuff.
Yeah, like pull trucks with their foreskin and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's the best part. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate the call. Pulling trucks with your foreskin. Mary, you should ask the dudes who are into you. Mary's very big in India and Pakistan. You should ask any of them if they have ever pulled a truck with their foreskin.
I'm going to assume not, but...
You don't assume.
Don't assume.
They might. These might not be Indian and Pakistani civilians who just enjoy your work. They might be kindred spirits. They might also be performers who recognize in you that desire to entertain.
Maybe.
So there's got to be a way to find out, hey, are any of you guys entertainers? You should have a standard response to these people from other countries. Are you an entertainer? And sure, 99% of the time they'll say, no, I just appreciate what you're putting out there into the world. And you go, hey, thank you so much. But you might get that one person that goes, yes, I am. I'm a penile vehicular influencer.
Blech.
And I've got myself a little cottage industry where I'll show up to events, sometimes invited, sometimes not, truck pulls, children's parties, and I'll pull things with my foreskin.
At a children's party.
Like I said, sometimes not invited. That'd be a nightmare for Poundcake, too, because pulling the foreskin only makes it bigger and longer.
Yeah.
And he wants nothing to do with that.
Again, creating scenarios in my head that don't exist. And I get my feelings hurt about them. I want to think, it hasn't happened, but I want to think if my dream guy, from Barcelona, a hot guy from Barcelona, or from Australia, or, somewhere, I would like to think that I could overlook the foreskin.
Cody, there's men in America who are not circumcised. You know that, right?
But he doesn't care about that.
It's a small percentage, though. It's a small percentage, and I have
a smaller percentage, not a small percentage.
I'm just saying, from my humble sample size, I have only had maybe like 5.
Out of.
Don't answer that.
My humble sample size, like I said.
I don't think it's that humble, bro.
So, again, not the population of the United States. I want to know that percentage. But
19% are uncircumcised.
That's a lot, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's estimated that around 81% of men in America are circumcised.
Okay. Well, again, I ran it to 5. And I would like to think if one of those guys were like, they were perfect in every single way. And their one flaw is petty, but their one flaw was just they had long, dangly, foreskin.
It's not what it looks like.
Yes.
They're like they're like a penis, Fabio. Is that what you're describing? Long, dangly, like a basset hound's ears.
That's what he thinks.
It looks like it's meat on a skewer, just hanging, just dangling like you just skinned an animal or something.
He's got a euro in his pants. Is that what?
And
shaving the lamb off the spit.
I don't know if you've been with guys that were uncircumcised, or
Yes,
had front tails, like.
No, I've had them and they look normal, but again, it's just not a preference. I want to know. I would think in my mind that I could get over it. I know I can. He's perfect in every single way. He loves you. He takes care of you.
Okay, but how often are you seeing it flaccid? Because when it's erect, it looks the same as a regular one.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
It depends on the foreskin. It depends on how it is.
Okay.
He's talking about dudes with 5 skin.
Yeah.
It just depends because sometimes it looks like a little pick in a blanket and it pops. Like it just depends.
Red Rocket.
Yeah. Other times you can't tell. You're right, but in my case, the ones I've seen, I could tell.
I wonder if you could hide $1,000 in that foreskin.
Yeah, that's a transition.
That is a transition.
You're welcome. Hey, it's courtesy of the Buzzard Bookie last couple of days to grab one of these keywords and put $1,000 in your pocket. I hope you win. Good luck.
This is your chance to bet with the Buzzard Bookie and win $1,000 now. Enter this nationwide keyword at WMMS.com. Green. That's green. Enter it now at WMMS.com.
Speaking of foreskin, I don't know anything. Everything I know about the manatee, I know from comedian Jim Gaffigan.
The manatee is endangered with extinction, and I think it's because it's out of shape. Looks like a retired football player. Ever see the manatee on the Discovery Channel? It's always floating around like, I'm bloated. Too much pizza for me.
Who knew that the manatee was out there getting so freaky? There's a manatee at a lab and aquarium in Sarasota, Florida. And they found this manatee dead. And they live a long time. This manatee was 38. I don't even know what a manatee is. They call it a sea cow. Mm-hmm. Is it like a like genus and species? Is it like a seal? Is it like a water rhinoceros?
Is it a water rhinoceros?
Okay. Is it? I mean, do they live fully in the water? Can they live above ground? Are they fully aquatic? Are they semi-aquatic?
I think they're fully aquatic.
I think they're semi-charmed.
I think they're like walruses or seals.
That's what I would, right, okay, because I know sea cow doesn't tell me anything,
Actually,
right?
I don't know if they come above water.
Well, that's
Manatees, they're mammals.
They are mammals?
Yeah.
Okay, this is what I was trying to get at.
Manatees never leave the water.
But they come out.
They come breathe air at the surface, but then.
But they can breathe air.
Yes.
Yeah, but they don't come onto the beaches.
It surfaces every 3 to 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, they might not come on the beaches because, boy, they are coming everywhere else. According to according to the story I was reading this morning about this manatee that they found.
People came all over me.
Right. This manatee that they found dead. A 38-year-old manatee named Hugh.
Oh.
Guy named Hugh. He F's.
Hugh.
I mean, you know who
right.
he does. Yeah. But here's how he died. Hugh the manatee died.
Cocaine overdose.
High-intensity sex with his brother.
With his brother?
His brother named Buffett.
Oh, this must have been a panhandle manatee.
Yeah.
This is a Floribama.
Died.
I mean, a Floribama manatee.
I guess this is a stupid question, but I guess I never thought about animals having incest sex.
Right.
Because does their child come out like deformed? Or
Well, I don't think two brothers are going to have to worry about that problem.
I know this is a different topic, but I'm just saying like a sister and a brother.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, you'd have a tiny little manatee, but I don't know what it looked like. Hugh the manatee was found unresponsive after the staff reported observing an increase in sexual behavior between Hugh and his older brother, Buffett. Okay? So at least it was age appropriate. Buffett is a few years older, so he might be in his 40s. Buffett was seen penetrating the younger manatee to death. Hugh sank to the bottom of the pool and died.
That is.
He suffered a fatal tear in his colon. Wow. They said it was the very first time that this had been witnessed between the two of them. So they were Buffett, the manatee, so horned up that he fatally penetrated his brother. Now, again, just because it's the first time the staff at this aquarium had witnessed this behavior doesn't mean that it's unprecedented in nature. Does this make you want to know more or less about the manatee? Just in general. It's fully aquatic, but can still breathe air. Is that what Mary said?
Yes. It doesn't come up on land, but it comes up out of its surface.
Like its snout can breathe air. It's wild. I mean, again, to Gaffigan's point, they are out of shape. They're just big, blobby. If you've been to an aquarium where there has been a manatee, they're fascinating animals. Because I think that they throw in, we were at the Toronto Aquarium and we saw a manatee. And they're herbivorous, right? So they're like throwing heads of lettuce and cauliflower in the tank. And they're just tearing it up. So I don't know what the postmortem on this would be. I don't know if maybe they investigate if the older manatee mistook his brother for a head of lettuce.
And penetrated it?
Yeah. He went down like Joe Burrow's kneecap.
It was a calf strain.
Oh, a calf strain, not a cap strain.
Show exclusive news update.
All right. Well, attention to detail. There it is. I have to break. If you want to text me 35192, you can watch live if you like. You go to